Every storm season, dozens and dozens of new adjusters get sent home early before their first deployment is even over. And it's almost always one of three things. Once you see these, you'll notice that they're not necessarily about skill. They're more about habits that snowball fast when you're moving at storm speed. I'm Matt, and I create complete adjuster training that gets experience requirements waived. And in this video, I break down these 3 mistakes that take down good adjusters and what you can do to avoid each of them, starting now. Mistake number 1, going dark. Your manager calls, you don't pick up because you're mid-inspection. That's fine, normal, okay? But then you don't call back at your earliest convenience either. Your thought is, well, I'm exhausted, I'll deal with it tomorrow, or you just forget. And an email comes in from your IA firm asking for a status update on the file, and you mean to answer it, but you fall asleep first, okay? Mark it unread along with all the other unread things piling up in your inbox. This is how it starts, and it's the fastest way to get pulled off a storm, maybe even possibly the roster, okay? Here's the thing that new adjusters don't get. Your manager isn't checking in because they're bored and looking for something to do to look busy in the office. They're checking in because they can't manage what they can't see. An adjuster who's silent for a day or a few days or a week looks exactly the same to a manager as an adjuster who's in a ditch somewhere or who is completely underwater. There's no way to tell the difference from the outside. So managers aren't going to wait to find out. They will cut their losses and move the assignments to somebody else. But Matt, I'm out here working my rear end off. This is not a defense. This is actually the problem. No way in the world am I saying that adjusters who go dark aren't also possibly ones who are working super hard. The problem is that these adjusters are prioritizing the inspection that's in front of them or what the workload that they have over the 5-minute callback that keeps everybody else informed. Both of these things matter. So answer that call, return the text, return the email. Okay, you must communicate with the insured and the team backing you up in the office, including your manager. This costs you just a few minutes, and it's the difference between being seen as reliable and being seen as a liability. Mistake number 2, Xactimate bottlenecks. You're a week into the storm, right? You're sitting at a hotel desk at 11 o'clock in the evening and you're trying to find the right line item for that weird gutter guard thing and you don't know what it's called. So you're scrolling through categories hoping that you recognize it when you see it. 45 minutes later, you find it. The primary way that this mistake shows up is when adjusters don't know how to use all the myriad ways to search for things in Xactimate, the reference search, keyword search, all that stuff, right? And the shortcuts to search that are even faster if you happen to know the name of what you're looking for. None of this is about being smart or dumb or whatever. It's about reps and training. But new adjusters don't have reps yet, which means it has to come from the training, not trial and error in the field when money is on the line and it's the middle of the night, okay? If you're slow in Xactimate right now, it's not a character flaw. It's just a gap. You've got to just close that gap before you deploy, not during, by getting trained by a real Xactimate certified trainer. In fact, the number one thing stopping new adjusters from getting deployed is experience requirements from the IA firms, right? My complete property adjuster training gets those waived at our partner firms. Go to adjustertv.com/certify to enroll. Mistake number 3, getting overscoped. This is the one that gets people, and it gets them because it feels smart when they're doing it. It makes sense. Here's the logic. It's daytime, and you can only inspect houses during daylight hours. So you maximize that, right? 6 inspections today instead of 2 or 3. You'll write them up tonight or tomorrow when it rains, right? It sounds efficient, sounds like you're hustling, right? But watch what happens. And this always happens, especially to new people. You inspect 6 houses, right? But because of mistake number 2, each one takes longer to write than you expected. You finish 3 of those that night, right? Now you're 3 claims behind, plus you've got 6 more scheduled for tomorrow. Day 2, the exact same thing happens. Now you're 6 claims behind. By day 4, you're not adjusting anymore, you are drowning. And the 6 inspections a day version of you from Monday is the one who did it to you. I mean, it snowballs so fast that before you know it, you're having a very uncomfortable meeting with your manager, and then you may find yourself back in your street clothes on the interstate watching this storm fade away in your rearview mirror, okay? Your inspected to close ratio is the number that matters here, and it needs to stay as close to 1 to 1 as possible. What does that mean? If you scope it and status the file, your manager will see that it was inspected. The clock is now started on the closed part of the inspected to closed ratio, okay? If you've inspected 12 claims but closed 6, your inspected to closed ratio is upside down in the wrong way. They can see how many open files you have, and as long as you're statusing them, they can see how many of those open files have been inspected. That is 0 open claims after they've been inspected as possible. The moment it starts to exceed that, you're not ahead, okay? You're in debt. And unlike a lot of debt, this one doesn't accrue slowly. It compounds very quickly within days. Your manager will notice your inspected but not closed open file count climbing before you're willing to admit it to yourself. You're still telling yourself you'll catch up on the next rainy day. Don't think for a second that you can not status your files so that open claims all look like they haven't been inspected yet. They're kind of hiding. That just creates its own very large headache. So don't do it, right? Do this correctly. So what's the answer? You've got to match your inspection pace to your actual writing speed, which loops right back to mistake number 2. The faster you are in Xactimate, the more inspections you can actually afford to take on per day. These 3 mistakes are not separate. They stack on each other. And if you want to know what IA firms are looking for in new adjusters, check out this video right here. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great storm.